Is there something that you've been kind of ignoring that you're hearing and you're just not really acting on it, and that you should take action? And I was like, right at that point, I was like, yes, it was the franchising ads, and I went right on and submitted my application right then. So basically, I'm changing careers, I buy a business, and we decided to sell our house.
Oh, all at the same time.
In 1 year, yes.
Today I have the great pleasure of speaking with Karen Scott from West Bloomfield, Michigan. Karen left her career of 30 years in marketing to purchase an existing Fit Body location. Today she believes that a positive mindset can get you anywhere that you want to go in life. Karen, thank you so much for being here with me today. I wish it was sunny and beautiful in Florida right now, but I think we're on our way on the other side of this hurricane.
Yes, I agree.
Do you have any fun plans while you're here in Florida?
Actually, we are finishing out today at our elite training, and then we are going to be heading home first thing in the morning.
Okay.
So maybe this evening, get out to a good restaurant.
Yeah, well, for our listeners, we are here in Orlando, Florida for Mastermind, but there is a hurricane outside. A lot of us plan to make a Disney trip or a trip to Universal. That's not happening, unfortunately. But that's okay. You know,
all good.
It's been a great week. It's been a great week. I'm excited to dive into your journey, starting as a client and then moving into an ownership role. Take me back to how you started on your journey with Fit Body.
Sure. So I actually was in the corporate world at the time, or for most of my career. So 30 years in the corporate world. There was some reallocation going on with the company. So then I went into some other ventures. And while I was doing that, I became a Fit Body client and really went into just absolutely loving Fit Body. I had always been, active but just never wanted to pay for a gym. But loved the workouts, loved the camaraderie, all of the fun, and really from there just decided I was going to do their challenge and learn more about that. And at that point, it was like, oh, these people really know the full model. It's not just come lift some weights and good luck on everything else. So it was a great experience.
Now, how did you initially find out about Fit Body? So was it through a friend? Was it through a Facebook ad? A lot of other owners have said Groupon, which to me seems so ancient because I don't even know if Groupon's a thing anymore.
I think it is, but it wasn't Groupon. I actually did see it on Facebook. They were running their grand opening ads, and so I, did submit and, went in for like one of their free or their grand opening orientations and, talked to them, and then started like a few weeks later, did one of their trial specials and grand opening specials. And like I said, knew in 3 weeks when I was seeing results already that, this was a thing, because I had not been able to get any results when I was trying to, change, my body figure prior to that. And I have always just run, maybe lift a little, do some sit-ups, all of that. Nothing was working anymore. It's like, okay, I definitely have to do something different.
Yeah.
So when I saw, results happening, that's when I was pretty sold.
That's great. That's awesome. And did you find like that sense of community and friends to work out with? Because for me, that was a big thing. It was like I showed up 6:15 and my friends were there. Like I enjoyed working out with everyone in class. And if I wasn't there, they were asking like, hey, where are you at? So that's what helped me, because I too was never into group fitness. I love to go to the gym, and I did love to run as well, but I never had tried like that type of workout before. But just having those people around me is what kept me going.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. Just the people that I did have a girlfriend who we didn't know each other were doing it, and we both showed up at the same session one day. So that was fun. We'd keep each other accountable, but then getting to know the other clients and becoming friends with them. The coaches were always great and just high spirits, and were great to answer questions. So that was always a lot of fun. I had done some group fitness because I actually did was an aerobics instructor in college at a gym. So I went to at my college. This particular owner, she was doing it at our college, and then I somehow became one of her instructors. And so I did work at a gym and did some instructing before, but it was just kind of like all comes full circle.
Yeah, oh, that's cool. So you were a client for a little while, and then what sparked the ownership interest?
So I had always, I think kind of had, a little bit of interest in owning my own business, or you get tired of, again, the corporate world and, some of the BS you end up dealing with and things. And it's like you see other people. And I remember seeing this one gal out, and she had like her gym shirt on, and she's all like buff and ripped and everything. I'm like, wow, it would be awesome to be able to work out, for your living and do that. And so, it just kind of was in the back of my mind. I was always seeing not only the Fit Body ads and things, but also then at that point they were starting to put out ads as far as franchising.
Okay.
And so one night I was actually watching a documentary from Rachel Hollis, and on her, seminars and conferences and everything, and she just made a statement about, is there something that you've been kind of ignoring that you're hearing and you're just not really acting on it, and that you should take action? And I was like, right at that point, I was like, yes, it was the franchising ads, and I went right on and submitted my application right then.
Wow. And how many months into just being a client was this? Or was it a year or years?
No, no, not at all. That was like 5 months in.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were like 100% all in almost from day one. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you submitted the interest. You said, I want to do this. What happened next?
Well, it went really quickly, but I then, got a call, set up a call with the, sales group and everything, and they're like, well, we're really pretty saturated in Michigan. Do you want to move? I said, no, can't do that because my, husband has his job there. But I said, anything, so we set up a call for another day. And during that call, he's like, well, there's really not much in the area. He's like, however, I have a location that my VP owns, and he may be interested in selling. I was like, okay, where's that? Yeah. And he told me, and when I, looked it up, it was literally only like 20 minutes from my home. So it was like, okay, well, I would at least, be interested in exploring. Yeah. And they were interested, and it just kind of worked out in timing with things that, he had going on. He was in partnership with his brother. And it was great because eventually those two ended up being, CEO and of Fit Body.
And could serve as a mentor for you.
Yeah, so Barrett was awesome. He literally trained me. But yeah, it went really quickly. So that was like mid-March. I was taking possession by end of May.
2 months?
2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
So you went from a 30-year career in marketing to, I think this would be fun to do, to owning your own business and to, oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Did you have any doubts? Did you have any moments where you were like, okay, I don't think I'm making the right decision? Or
oh yeah.
Any setbacks?
Yeah,
any crazy stories?
It's like, because I had gone so quickly, I mean, I didn't even have a chance to get my certification, which I had started like right away, because I was actually being mentored by the owners of the one that I was going to. So I was asking them a lot of questions and getting some good advice and things. And then it just went so quickly. I literally went from, I almost went to the World Conference, but they were like, no, that's just going to be too much, too overwhelming. Yeah. We're going to get you into the university that we all go to get the initial owner training. And so by end of April, I was doing that and had to, get the deposit in and everything, make that happen. But literally while I was there, I got a call from the bank that I had submitted for my financing, and they had declined me. So it was like, I'm out here in California. Do you understand? I'm already like, I'm all in.
I'm doing this.
And what do we, and they're like, I'm really sorry, And so, I just sat with Bryce and Barrett, the owners, and said, hey, I really want to do this, but I don't know how I'm going to, finance. If one bank is, I'm not that I won't, submit to others, but And so we just got, we got creative with the financing. I got creative and, pitched to some friends and things, and was able to pull it together by, because that was literally the beginning of May, and was able to pull everything together and get everything signed so that we could make the transition.
It's like all the cards still aligned. I mean, it just...
And that's
like you had
why
a setback,
I kept going.
But then, yeah.
Because every time, because I had those people that were like naysayers and were like, are you sure? Do you really want to own a business? Are you sure you're going to get bored, with this? I had a friend and he had a gym and, so on and so forth. And he was so bored by the time, but it obviously wasn't Fit Body. We just keep the energy going. We do so many different things. We have so much more personal development, career development, and things to, not just take our clients to where we want to help them, but it also personally.
Oh, definitely. And the things that we do in our community too, I think speaks measures to the brand. Going back to, your naysayers, I remember, so I was working in a operations position at a real estate construction company when I decided to make the leap of faith and open up a Fit Body. And at the time, the guy I was working for, he was developing in the area that we were going in, and I was looking for a space. And so I remember, like, Trevor and I could not find a good space, and I asked him, I said, would you ever consider letting us rent one of your buildings or building us a space? And just the look on his face and the reaction, he was like, you're 25 years old, like, you're starting a personal training business, like, sorry, no. And like, look at Fit Body today. Like, look what you've where done. We've come in the last 6 years. Like, I'm working on right now a lease for our 3rd location, and just to think back to those days where you have those people that they're not necessarily in your corner, they're not your biggest supporters because they don't know what your passion is and they don't know what you're capable of. And so I think it's amazing to be like,
yes, no, and that is actually one of the benefits, rewards that you do get out of it.
Right.
And now that been through 3.5 years and some of the ups and downs and things, and being able to say, hey, even like that first year, like I didn't even know I was going to make it to the first year, and I was like, when I hit that first year, and we were in COVID when that first year came around, I was like, I did it. I made it through 1 year. Okay, we can do this.
Let's do one more.
Right.
That's great. What was your support system like? Like, is your husband involved in your business? Are your kids involved? Tell me a little bit about that.
My husband is not really involved. Obviously, great supporter, from more so like really taking control of the backside of, our life of, the family and the house and
he's your backbone.
Everything. Yeah, because we literally, so basically I'm changing careers, I buy a business, and we decided to sell our house.
Oh, all at the same time.
1 year, yes. Yeah. So we did all of that.
Seems smart, right?
Yeah, I'm like, let's just move, and I'm really trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing. So he's always been really great about supporting, from making, taking on more of the responsibilities at home. My children are both grown, but my daughter was in college and she was home for quite a bit of time of that. And she, has always helped me. She was such a blessing because she just takes something and just goes after it, and she'll figure it out, and she'll ask questions, but I don't have to like be right there on, holding her hand, figuring it out. And like, she was so good with a lot of like contracts and paperwork and
digital
things like that.
That
stuff that like no, not me. But she's that owl that we have as we use our bird names and defining people's characteristics and things. And she was great, and she just always was there when like I'm like I can't do this. Like, can you just like take care of this?
Yeah.
She'd take it and just take it off my plate, and so I could move on to the next thing.
That's fantastic. Just to have somebody that you like don't have to walk through all the steps, and you can just be like, here, I need you to help me with this. It's so important to have those people. But she's not close by anymore, right?
No, she lives in Nashville now.
It's kind of far from you.
It is, but both my children are in Nashville, so my son is there too, so we get to go visit them there.
That's fun. It's a fun place to go. I just was in Nashville for last Mastermind, and we had so much fun, like live music everywhere. definitely want to go back.
Yeah.
So what's your team like today? Like, what's your support system like when you're here?
So I have a great team. I have 3 coaches.
Okay.
I still do some coaching, but they can run the business, and I don't have to worry about the fact that, I'm not there. My clients are still getting, all the love and care that they need, and, getting the best workout that they can, possibly get. So I have a gentleman, so Jalen has been with me the longest. He's been there for over 3 years.
Oh, okay. So almost from the beginning.
Yeah, pretty much, because I had 2 coaches that I started with, and the one was in active duty, so he was getting ready to, go out on his next assignment, and it just was becoming more of the, more than he expected as far as his administrative aspects of it and getting ready for it. And so, I brought on Jalen, and then I have Markel, and he's like Parrot Plus. It's like, he's that coach where it's like, okay, he is like more, but like I can bring him down, right?
It's like, let's bring it down a little bit.
Yeah, so which is easier than, sometimes bringing people up to be that, dragon, fire-breathing dragon we talk about. And Kelsey, and she's just been with me about a year. She's awesome, comes from another, fitness facility, group training and things, and so she brings a lot of a different dynamic because she's not a parrot. She can turn her parrot on and be on the mat and be like really going all out, but she just really is very detail oriented and loves taking care of people just as much as the rest of us do.
I met Kelsey the other night for the first time, and I loved her, and just you bringing her to Mastermind speaks volumes of your leadership. And just having them here, I think that's great, because she's going to learn so much, and now she can take that back to the team and then to, carry on that message that she learned to the members. That's awesome. Yeah. What's like something looking back that you've learned over the last 4 years as an owner that you think would be valuable to share with our listeners if they're thinking about starting their own Fit Body location, or maybe they're thinking about starting their own business and becoming an entrepreneur?
I would say, take the risk and at least explore and, kind of see if their experiences like mine, like everything seemed to work out, which kind of was the, message to me saying, you need to keep going, not stopping, and don't let those fears,
get in the
way of it, and just, really continue on your path of if it's right, it's going to happen and it's going to be good.
Yeah. What would you say is like the most rewarding thing?
Oh my gosh.
Like what gets you out of bed in the morning? What fires you up?
Yeah. So I think, overall just knowing that I did it. I never, really thought of myself as being able to do something of this, caliber and, to this level. So, the pride in that, but then just the clients and the love that they give back to us, as much as we give to them, they give it back to us. Seeing the progress with our clients. Yes, we celebrate and we talk about, we're there to help them, get fit and lose weight and do all these things, but it's just even more than that. It's, those that come in and like they can't do a particular, exercise from a coordination standpoint, and how we take the time to break it down, help them, and before you know it, they're just like knocking those kinds of exercises out, or doing a full sit-up for the first time and watching their smiles on their faces and the hugs that they give you. And, we did the Murph Challenge earlier this year, and clients who I would say probably either have not run, in decades or whatever, and they were running across the finish line.
Wow.
And tears are streaming down their faces, and tears are streaming, just because they were so amped up and so motivated, and they just, they wanted to try it, and they could do it, and they finished it.
The Murph is hard. Did you have a modified version?
Yeah, we did do it because it was our first year. So.
We did a modified version, and even the modified version, I mean, it's just like half of the full version, but it is so rewarding to see someone, because running is hard. Like there are people that are runners, and I think there are people that are, I think being a runner and being like physically like into fitness and physically fit are two different things. Like being a real runner, I mean, some of those members, they had never run before. So to be able to do a mile or a half a mile, it's a big deal. Yeah. And to be able to experience that and be a part of that is so rewarding. I think that's the best part, for sure.
Definitely.
For sure.
Definitely.
That's great. And I guess, like, looking back in your journey for the last 4 years and where you are today, would you have done anything differently?
I would say probably, just, I don't know if I, would have taken more time because, that might just leaves more time to like, all the additional fears or, things that factor in.
Sometimes it's good when it's quick, right?
Yeah, just move it along, and then you don't have time to, worry about it. You just keep, one step forward and keep moving. So, I don't know that I would because, it would have maybe derailed me, and I maybe not have taken the full steps. Yeah,
you may not be where you are right now.
Yeah.
What are your plans for the future? Do you have any plans to open an additional location, to have multiple locations? Happy where you're at?
Yeah, I mean, right now I am happy where I'm at. I know there's more potential with our location because obviously we kind of got like a year and a half taken away from us. So, that's kind of it's been 3.5 years, but you subtract that, I feel like we're just kind of getting into that growth. And when I talk to, other owners like yourselves and that, and like, it was like that third year where things kind of like seem to like be the common denominator of sparking and, kind of taking off. So I'm excited for that. So that's really just the focus right now. And then, see what we can do from there.
That's great. That's awesome. Just keep building the momentum. Act on it when you can.
Yes.
So what is one parting word of wisdom that you would leave our audience with if they are interested in owning their own Fit Body Bootcamp or maybe in their own fitness journey?
I would just say, you got to go for it. You got to trust your gut and not, listen to the naysayers. Stay positive all the time. Stay present, but focused on the future. Don't look in the past and just, keep going. Because otherwise you're gonna start to doubt yourself.
Right.
And if you stay focused on, what your goal is and what you need to do right then in that time period, then you'll take the steps you need to and your dreams will come true.
I love that. Daryl Lynn and I were talking earlier about just setbacks and how a lot of people, they let them compound and then they have too many. So then they never get back to where they were. Yeah. And if you just, take that one setback or that one roadblock and push it aside and keep going, it gets easier and easier to do that. And it takes time and it takes some willpower. And I think that if you didn't have those setbacks and you didn't have those obstacles that you explained to our audience today, then it wouldn't make you the person and the owner that you are today. So it wouldn't make you this strong and this resilient.
And, realizing that, you are going to have setbacks, but you can
you can overcome them. Yes.
And you can find ways and, the resources of just even people and, friendships, such as, ours and things like that you can lean on, when you're struggling with an issue or you're just having that day that you need, to vent, or you need
the shoulder to cry on.
What the heck am I doing?
And then the person to celebrate your success too, because nobody knows that feeling more than another owner. So being able to share that with the mastermind, with other Fit Body owners, and even with your clients, like they know what you're going through and they see the impact that you're making. And so it's great to have those people in your corner, because sometimes when you're explaining what you're doing to someone who just isn't in that industry or they just don't get it, it's not the same feeling, when you're sharing that to somebody that doesn't understand, it's not the same level of gratification that you're going to get with sharing with another owner.
Well, I think that's another thing that's, so rewarding, and you don't really think that like that's going to be something you're going to get as a takeaway, but just the number of thank yous that I get on, a daily, weekly basis of thank you.
Your location.
Your team is so, amazing. They are just great. They are just, they praise my team all the time and thank me for, taking the chance and, making keeping the business and doing it, and making it through COVID when so many didn't. And so like, that's just, I'm like, you're right. They are absolutely amazing, and thank you for appreciating them. Because it does take both sides.
Definitely. And like what you're building has spread out into your community and impacted their lives in more ways than just their physical fitness.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I like to leave our audience with one last thing, and that is, what does beyond the scale mean to you?
Beyond the scale, it is just the fact that, you know, the scale is like so restrictive, and, you know, obviously in our business it is a connection that our clients have, and it is just paralyzing, but that's not what we focus on, and it's not what we help our clients to focus on. It's the courage to know that you can do something. It's the steps that they, you know, take to get to that next level that they never realized they could, and then how all of those little things build up to their confidence and what they can take to help improve not just themselves, but how they view themselves, how they can love themselves more, which then, you know, will flow over into their families, and you know, they're a better wife, they're a better mom, or, you know, sister, mother, whatever it is. That's really, you know, what I think beyond the scale is, and what we are at Fit Body.
I love it. Yeah, it's like Fit Body is the roots, and it's just growing up from there. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Karen, for joining me today. I got a ton of value from this, and I know our listeners will as well. And if you did, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And where can our listeners find you?
Certainly. So you can always find me at karen.scott for my personal Facebook. And then you can always find us as well at WBT Fit Body. WBT Fit Body.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Karen.
Thank you.